Hey, I wish I had somebody like me when I was 30, 40. I wish I had somebody who shared with me what I'm sharing with you now. For those of you who are young, when you hear these things, just keep quiet and learn. Don't come and show how much grammar you know and how much current affairs you know. You have not reached this age bracket. You have not had this experience. You have not had this experience. Listen, getting old or reaching the age of retirement is like an annual general meeting of a cooperative. Annual general meeting of a cooperative, they give a report. Your savings, your shares, the money you are owing, and there are several columns. Your penalties for not attending meetings, penalties for not paying your loans on time, then how much you are owing, and your dividends. A friend of mine died, and his children thought he had money in two cooperatives he belonged to. When they came, he was owing. They had to pay the debts. And he was a pastor. Pastor, he wasn't a young man. Listen, those you associate with in life will determine what is associated with you. If you associate with fools, foolery will not be far from you. If you associate with investors, you will learn to invest. If you associate and try to develop the character traits of the elite, one day you will resemble an elite and you will be like an elite. Because I lived with the Igbos, this head is divided into two. One side is Urobo, one side is Igbo. I think it's the dominant hemisphere that is Igbo. So you are influenced by your environment. That's the nature nurture debate. Number two, in old age, if you did not invest your time well, you will be doing what you were supposed to do when you were much younger. In old age, if you don't use this body well, if you use this body to pursue money, to pursue wealth, you will reap the dividends one way or the other. You might start using wealth to pursue health. So you must strike a balance. Strike a balance. At this age, if I was still running medical practice, I would have been ruined. At this age, if I was still going to the school to shout at children, pursue children, do this. At this age, if I still needed to preach before I will eat, it would have been terrible. So I planned well. I invested my money and my energy and my time and my strength well. If you consume alcohol like fish drinking water in old age, you will reap the dividends. If you follow every Bermuda Triangle to fish, in old age, you will have the dividends of children all over the place and be training children in old age. I don't pay school fees anywhere currently. I don't pay house rent anywhere currently. The only monies I will have for education, It's either scholarship for children or money to train my granddaughter and other grandchildren that will come. So you old age is a period of harvests of the dividends of your life. If you are too extravagant, too conspicuous consumption, old age is not the time to pay debts. There are many politicians you are seeing, you know how much they are owing, you'll be weeping when you see them. Old age, you will reap the fruits of your labor, the dividends of your relationships, the dividends of your integrity, the dividends of the competencies, the dividends of your influence. It is very important. Old age is very unforgiving. In fact, the future is deaf and dumb. When you will be complaining, if I had done this, if I did this, if not for Buhari, if not for Tinubu, if not for our wicked government, if not for this, if not for that, the future will be staring at you. Don't say anything. Don't hear anything. It won't reply. And the funny thing about the future, it is an impartial judge. All your excuses, all the reasons you will give to answer you. Let me talk to you, church people. I've been in church for years. You go to church to serve God, not man. Forget all this anointing oil, anointed this, anointed that. Come and sow seed that you will prosper and all this. Bust it. You give to the work of God because you love God. It's true. You don't give to God thinking that God will reward you by your giving. No. The way you get rewarded is by your productivity. It's by your productivity. Your productivity. The services you render. It is the works of your hands and your mind that God will bless. Develop yourself as you serve God. And in fact, the more you develop yourself, the more functional you are in the household of God. I was able to go to Australia to do missionary work. I bought the ticket then in 2015 for 508,000 naira. My money. Recently, the community where my school is located came and said they want their children to attend my school. I said, no. My school is an exclusive school, and from my past experiences of bringing people from different places, even from my family, to help them in my school, they've created problems for me. I will give you people 100,000 every year to give to a child, to train that child elsewhere. And I will do that for 10 years. If I have 500,000 now, I'm going to give 500,000 to them now. They want to use it to pay for 5 children, fine. Another time I have 500,000, I will give to them. That's my contribution. But if I did not build the school, if I did not build the businesses, if I did not develop myself, how would I have been able to be of use to my community? Woman, according to Parara News, you know the Siam? It is not the church. It is not my denomination. It is not my local branch. I developed myself are invested, reinvested, and became useful to humanity. That is the secret. Before you get old, think of your generation as well as your congregation. Before you get old, think of influencing and contributing to the nations more than your denomination.